Friday. Team, I'm just going to wait a quick moment to make sure we're going live in all the areas we're supposed to. Sometimes it takes a few moments to get over there, but we're going to be getting there very, very soon. I am absolutely sure. Great, we're live there. And with any luck, we'll be live in the Wealth Dojo group very, very soon. In any case, I'm going to soldier on. We're going to keep getting into it. Team, today, what we are going to be talking about is all about how do you build wealth systems which deliver predictable results. You know, anyone that's been following me for a while, you would have heard me talk about the fact that wealth creation isn't about luck. It's not about being born under a lucky star. It's not about having the right parents. It's not about whether you're old or young or fat or skinny or born rich or born poor or any of those different type of things. The difference in people's lives when it comes to their wealth has everything to do with the system in which they are currently operating from. And unfortunately, most people just have a very, very poor system when it comes to their wealth creation, and they wind up not getting the results they want because we're just not taught how. Let's be real. Right, we're taught, that we should just, go to school and study hard and just making sure this is working. Sure is. Okay, great. And get a safe, secure job, buy a home with a fat mortgage on it, pay it off for 30-odd years, principal interest. That's what the bank tells you should do. Put your money away in the super, hoping it's going to be there in the future at some point and the government doesn't get their grubby hands on it. And that one day, maybe one day, you can retire and live the good life. And I don't know about you, but I think that rule of living life is outdated. I think it's bullshit. And I think pure and simple, it just fundamentally doesn't work and you deserve better. So what I want to talk to you about today is I tried to do this yesterday actually, but the audio just decided to, cap out at 3 minutes for some reason in about a 25-minute video. So this is round 2. We're giving it a go. So let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can see me okay. And as we kind of get into the mix of this. So what I really want to talk to you about now is all about what goes into crafting a true wealth system, which delivers predictable, sustainable results for your portfolio to be able to fund a lifestyle you desire. Because in the end, that's what the game of financial freedom is all about, to build a portfolio of diversified and quality assets that ultimately you own outright, which deliver a predictable and sustainable income stream into your back pocket to fund the lifestyle you desire. Let me know if you agree with that kind of definition of financial freedom. Let me know if that makes some sense to you and you agree with that level of definition of building the type of portfolio that you want. So I'd love to hear from you if that makes some kind of sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to draw some pretty pictures and talk through what this truly actually looks like. And let's see how we go. Now, I'm going to, here we go. All right. So you should be looking at this funky triangle right now. If you can see that, please type in the word seen. Let me know that you can see it okay. It would be great. And we're going to talk through what really goes into this wealth system. Okay. Now, to me, there are 3 elements to a comprehensive wealth system, right? Element number 1 is having a clear and personalized strategy, which is designed to help you go from where you are to where you want to be going in the future. For most people, when it comes to strategy, their strategy when it comes to wealth creation is simply this: buy and hope. They buy a property and then they hope like that property goes up, straight out. That's just gambling, and investors do not gamble, pure and simple. We operate via strategy, operate via intention, and every move that we make needs to have a purpose in the portfolio. So when we start looking at this, now let me back up. I skipped a critical point. Before we even think about strategy, you've got to get clear on what your outcome is. Because if you're not clear on your outcome, if you don't know where you're going, then any road is going to get you there. And how on earth can you build a targeted strategy if you don't know where that strategy is designed to take you? You end up just kind of throwing some paint at a wall and wandering around in the dark and hoping you fall over the right place. But instead, when you have a clear outcome for your future, and I've got this here, because, I want everyone to be able to create at a starting point, 100K passive income in your life, because that's enough for most people, especially when you own a home outright, to be able to live a pretty good quality of bloody well life, right? And most people want to ask this question. We do this exercise called the FFF, a financial freedom figure. Most people want to ask this question: most of them come up with a figure of somewhere between 75 to $125,000 a year. If they were earning that, they could just cover their basic living expenses. I'm not talking about Lambos and first class travel and everything. Basic living expenses, meaning you get your time back and you no longer have to turn up to work to fund your basic living expenses. Now, yours might be more, yours might be less. There's no right or wrong answer. It really is fundamentally around, well, depending on what it is, your strategy needs to be different in order to be able to create that. But who here would be okay if you were creating 100,000 in passive income? Who would be okay with that kind of outcome, right? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you'd be okay. If I were to create that, it give me a certain level of financial freedom, a good foundation that I can then grow from, right? That's what it's all about. Now, once you have that in place, we've got to build a strategy towards it. To me, strategy, there's three elements to strategy. One is getting clear on your numbers. Because think about this, like you've set your financial freedom figure, you know your outcome. Now you're going to know where you are. Like your strategy is what bridges that gap. But if you don't know your numbers, well, how on earth are you going to understand where your opportunity is, where your roadblocks are, and what you specifically need to do next to go to the next deal and the next deal and the next deal after that? But also, if it's how to choose the right deal for you based on your situation, right? That's the next thing that you need to consider. Now, after that, we have to go and allocate our assets. And what this is all about is making sure that you split up your capital in the right ways, where you've got your buffers in place. I always talk about 5 buffers, right? Your personal buffer, your investment buffer, a very technical term called your stuff buffer. You then have your growth buffer to grow your income stream and grow your financial IQ and raise your value to the marketplace. And then you've got your investment capital. So we've got to make sure that you're allocated effectively. And then we start to think about, well, what are we going to allocate our capital, our investable capital in? What type of assets, what type of income streams is most needed in your portfolio? We then move on and start creating a rock solid game plan. And this is where there's 3 strategies that every investor needs in the portfolio. Now, I've got a lot of trainings on this, especially if you're a part of the Wealth Dojo group, the Facebook group I run, full of crazy cool investors growing financial freedom, just like you might want to be doing. If you're not a part of that yet, you'll want to jump in. And this is where we go craft a rock solid game plan. And a game plan is all about. It's not about the asset. It's not about property. It's not about shares. It's not about crypto. It's not about business investing. It's not about any of it. I do all of it, and I talk about all of it. What it is all about is what is the purpose that each and every element is there to serve in your portfolio. That's what it really is all about. Now, once we've gotten to that point of getting our strategy in place, you are now ready to begin building a portfolio. Notice I haven't spoken about buying some property or buying some shares or buying some crypto or buying any asset or setting up any income stream. I haven't spoken about any of that because we're not ready to. We've got to have a plan in place first. Once we have a plan in place, guess what? We're still not ready to go out and buy. You've got to get yourself ready and structured to go and implement your plan, because if you don't have the structural elements in place, then what's going to tend to happen is that you're going to grow what I call a house of cards. And I'm hypersensitive around this. And the reason I'm hypersensitive around it is because, quite frankly, in my early 20s, I built a house of cards portfolio. I built a lot of wealth in a short period of time. I then proceeded to lose a lot of wealth in a short period of time because I didn't structure myself the right way. And all it took was the wind to come along, blow in the opposite direction, and my house of cards came tumbling down. Painful experience, but incredibly valuable for me as a coach, because now I'm hypersensitive around protecting people. So this is where we've got to have a structure in place. So when we talk about creating a structure, like the strategy, there's 3 elements that we've got to have in place. The first is all about your market readiness method. This is getting you ready to go and implement your plan. I feel like I need another color. It's not contrasting enough for me. Let's try this. Oops. Let's use that. Okay. So your market readiness method. What this is all about is making sure that you are set up and that you are ready to go and implement your game plan, right? Meaning that there's 4 types of readiness. I call this being invest ready. There's your turning on your millionaire mode, which is all about your mindset and psychology. Most people screw themselves from their head before they even ever spend any money. And they wind up with these unconscious sabotage patterns and these belief systems which are clash and which aren't supporting them where they want to go. There's being finance ready, being liquid and getting your lending in place if you want to be using it. There is your team ready, having what I call your 6-star wealth team around you. And then finally, there is your structure ready, making sure you got the structures in place. So you've got to get yourself ready, because if you're not ready, then the great deals are just going to pass you by, and you have to sit there in the sidelines waving goodbye and knowing that someone else is going to get some great deals, because great deals aren't going to wait for you to hang around and sort your shit out and get all your ducks in a row. They're just going to go to someone who's ready, pure and simple. The next element is your leveling up your leverage, right? And when we're talking about leveling up your leverage, this is where we apply the principle of leverage. Because if everything is only based on you, if it's all just based on how much money you have or time you have or energy you have or knowledge you have, then your results are always going to be limited, and you are going to become the bottleneck to your own success, right? And that's not what we want. We want to make sure that you have the ability to be able to expand beyond your own limitations. That's what we want to be able to create. Now, there are 6 different levers of leverage. Again, I'm not going to go through this now. I have a lot of trainings in the Wealth Dojo group. If you want to jump in there, they're absolutely free. You can go grab them, where I talk about the 6 levers or leverage, or join one of the next live events that we have coming up. I've got another off-market deal summit coming up at the end of the month, which is all about helping you to find, source, and analyze off-market deals that make you more profit and more cash flow. Because let me tell you, the best deals never go to realestate.com or Domain, right? They're always done off-market. And when it comes to finding off-market deals, not about what you know, it's all about who you know. Finally, we move on to portfolio protection protocol. And this is all about making sure you protect yourself. To me, this is all about creating financial sovereignty. Financial security used to be defined as, for most people, you have a home and you pay off your home and you have a safe, secure job and a bit of money for a rainy day. We all know nowadays that's not a real thing anymore. You think about after the global financial crisis, you think about after the debt crisis, you think about after the latest pandemic we've just kind of been through. You think about what's coming with the central bank digital currencies. You think about the emergence of AI and how it's going to wipe out a lot of normal jobs. There's no such thing as financial security based on job security. It's not a thing anymore. The only way you're going to create financial security is by building a strategic investment portfolio that no matter what comes your way in the future, no matter what happens, no matter what dumb shit the government does or economic crisis or debt or whatever goes on, you are safe, you are secure, and that you are in control of your future, and you can protect yourself, protect your portfolio, and protect your family. That's what it is. That's financial security to me. In order to do that, you've got to install what I call the portfolio protection protocol. And to me, it's all about creating financial sovereignty so that no matter what happens, you've got it, got your family, got your portfolio, got your future, right? There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot to unpack. I'm not going to be doing that right now. Now, finally, you might be going, when are we going to be buying property, Todd? When are we buying crypto? When are we doing this? Now you're ready to do it because you've got your strategy. You know what you're buying, why you're buying, where you're buying, how much it's going to cost, the yield you need to target. I call that your buying rules. You've got your action plan to go ahead. You've gotten yourself market ready. So you now got ready to implement your plan. You've set up your structures. You've applied the principle of leverage. You've built your team around you. Now you're ready to get access to off-market, good quality deals. This is where we come to the next phase. And that next phase is going to be all about, designing your deal flow. So this is our systems, right? We're now in the systems section over here. And this is where we systemize our wealth. So it's not about, we turn our wealth on autopilot. That's what the game is all about, right? We turn our wealth on autopilot so our money is out there making more money for us, because that's the only way you're going to create financial freedom, and you're going to be truly free. Get your money working harder for you than you ever have to work hard for your money. If you don't do that, you wind up being a worker bee or a slave to your job literally for the rest of your life. And frankly, life's about so much more than working to pay the bills. One of the things that makes me sad almost more than anything is that most people's experience of life is limited by how much money they earn. And that just sucks. Life's about more than that, right? So if we've got the first part of your systemization is designing your deal flow system. How do you get off-market deals where 90% of the due diligence is done and they get handed over to you on a silver platter where you can cherry pick the best deals, take them, analyze them using a systematic due diligence system, execute on them rapidly because the best deals aren't going to wait for you to sort your shit out, install them in your portfolio, learn how to monitor and manage them effectively so that you free yourself to go and do the next one. And we go around and around and around, accessing these off-market deals that make you more profit and make you more cash flow. I said before about the off-market deal summits coming up. It is fundamentally all about this. And in it, I talk about the strategies that a lot of my clients are getting access to. I'm talking about, lending strategies with strong security earning 15 to 20% per annum. I'm talking about, business strategies doing 25 to 30% per annum. We're actually just getting a hotel deal coming, loan notes at 18 to 30%. I could go on and on and on, right? There's so many incredible opportunities that are out there that earn way more than the conditioned response that we're expected to get, like put your money in a bank, get 5% and expect to be happy with that. Let me tell you, if your money isn't growing faster than inflation at the moment, you're going backwards. Now, inflation's been up and around 7%. It's dropped a little bit now. But like if your money hasn't been growing at 7%, you're literally going backwards. Your earning division, your power, everything's going backwards, right? This is why we got to be targeting a lot stronger outcomes, but also make sure we're safe at the same time. And just because something has a high yield doesn't mean it's not safe. We're just taught to understand that, if it sounds too good to be true, then it must be true. It must be, right? Or we're taught, well, high return equals high risk. That's not necessarily true, right? So we have to understand when you get these deals, how to do effective due diligence and see if it's a right fit for your portfolio. We then move on to portfolio profits plan. Now, let me know, have you ever had the experience of this mystery of the universe called evaporating money? When money comes into your life, then it just magically evaporates into the ether. I don't know if you've had that experience. I certainly have in the past. Now, here's what I know to be true. Money has an energy. Money loves order. Money loves structure. So if you don't have a plan for every dollar that comes into your life, it's going to go to low value, low priority activities. And this is not just true for your income. This is true for your profits. I've seen so many people make profits from a deal, but then they whittle it away just on nothing because they don't have a plan of what they need to do with the profits. You want to have every dollar serves a purpose in your portfolio. That's what we want to have. And we want to plan ahead of time when we're targeted to make some profits, exactly what we're going to be doing it. Are we going to be removing it from that particular asset class or that particular lending strategy or whatever it might be? Are we going to be reinvesting in it? Are we going to be reallocating it, right? There's 3 R's that we got to consider what we're going to be doing with that capital. And then finally is our wealth systemization strategy. And what this is all about is making sure that, all of your strategies, and I call it the 7 different strategies, called the full circle strategy system, where you have your financial flow, you have your tax less, you have your income multiplier, you have your lending, you have your 6 levels of leverage, you have your investment empire, your millionaire mode. All of those are working together, individual strategies, all moving towards the core outcome that you want to create, which is whatever financial freedom means to you. And we get all these individual things just cogs in the system. And all of a sudden we get the system together, we put it together, we flip the switch on, and it just starts rolling. The cogs start turning, it starts spitting out cash flow, and you're ready to start kind of, saying hello to some different level of choices and a different level of financial future for you. That's what what a true wealth system looks like. And guess what? This is what all my investors get access to. 20 years of me nerding out about money and nerding out about wealth, working with tens of thousands of investors, and finding ways to make wealth creation and income generation something systematic, something predictable that you can go and do too, right? That anyone can literally just follow the footsteps, one foot in front of the other, and just go and do it too. And it's absolutely possible for you. Like, really, really important to understand. So, when I think about this, right? Clearly, I've got a thing for triangles today, but when we're going through our wealth journey, right, there are a series of different systems that you're going to utilize. The first system is all about your foundations. So this is all about getting your mindset in check. This is all about getting a personal finance system where every dollar serves a purpose. This is all about accessing your capital and getting your micro investments underway. It's about building out a strong foundation, getting your peer group set, right? Building your team around you. How can you build a deep and strong financial foundation? Because once we have that in place, we stop leaking money, we get systematic, we get strategic, and then we're ready to move on to this. And so what we're talking about is that we're now in the invest system. This is the invest system, right? That's what I'm talking about, where your money is out there earning more money for you. We're acquiring assets, we're acquiring income streams, we're acquiring team, we're putting together our systems, right? Once we've built our portfolio, the next phase of this is all about scale. And the scale system is all about how do we go and craft a legacy? How do we secure our freedom so it can never be taken away from us ever again? And what is it? Freedom, legacy, and lifestyle, right? And that's what that next thing is all about, right? So what we want to be able to create. Okay. And so there's three individual systems that we then go for everything. But you know what? Everything starts right here. Build a deep and a strong foundation that you can then stand on top of and then get to growing your wealth on top of it, right? And this is where the game of money and this is where the game of wealth creation is really won. Now, what I'd love to know is what did you guys get out of that? What was your big takeaway? What's working in your situation? What's not working in your situation? I would love to know what's your big takeaway when it came to that whole system and what you really took out of it, right? Put in the comments for me. Let me know. And now, by the way, if you want some help implementing this into your own life, into your own portfolio, get your own clear strategy, get a team around you, get access to the off-market deals, help to implement and install this pathway so that you can actually have a system around your wealth, then I invite you to book a call with my team, right? It's an absolutely free call, for 20, 30 minutes where the team will work with you to really unpack your situation, understand what's possible, what's working, what's not working, where's the opportunity, and also what your potential next steps are in your portfolio, and also see, hey, is this a good fit for us to be able to work together in a certain capacity? We have thousands of investors of all different levels, from those that are starting out, for those that have tens of millions in portfolio that want to grow to the next level and build their legacy, right? And there's a pathway for you to be able to follow as well. It all just takes is taking that first step. And for every single one of my investors, they book this call, no strings attached, absolutely for free, to really see what's possible in your situation. So I invite you to go along and do that. Other than that, I hope you have an incredible Friday evening. I hope you have an incredible weekend. And I look forward to seeing you the next time we are heading live on all this beautiful world of social media.